Welcome back. Well, if you have small children or grandchildren like I do that are eager to learn to ride but maybe a bit intimidated by the whole process, well, look no further than Strider Sports. And I tell you what, I am here with Ryan. Ryan, I am very impressed with this. This is a great way for kids to learn how to ride a bike right away. Tell us a little bit about your product.
Yeah. This has been a lot of fun to develop. I'm first a father. I got two little boys at home, and this is something that I developed for my first son when he was born. I was real eager to get him started on two wheels, and bought a tricycle, bought the training wheel bike, and just watched him struggle with those bikes just due to their size and weight and complexity of trying to get it all figured out at once. So I started working on a design that simplified it for him and put the focus really on what he needed to focus on, which is how do I keep two wheels underneath me and balance on top of that. So the Strider is what I came up with after lots of cutting and welding and scratching my head. But it's a great bike. Probably one of the main features when dealing with really little kids is to get that bike absolutely as light as possible. This is down to less than 7 pounds for the whole bike. So a 2-year-old can actually pick this whole bike up by themselves and walk across the living room if they're riding indoors still. They can lift it up over curbs, they can push it through grass. It's so light that they just have a real command of it. The other key feature is to get it with a seat that is low enough that they can sit on the seat, both feet flat on the ground, a little bit of bend in their knees so they feel really comfortable and in control. So there's no fear with the bike at all. Really little kids start out just by walking it around. Sometimes they're not even sitting on the seat yet. They're just walking it around. They're getting used to how the steering moves. You know, you'll see them, sometimes they're not even moving around. They're just sitting there looking at this, wiggling it back and forth, but they're figuring out how everything works, and they'll rock back and forth on it. And once they start getting comfortable, then they'll start venturing out on it, and before you know it, the little timid steps get bigger and bigger, and then they're gliding, and then they're holding their feet up for a few seconds here and there, seeing how far they can go. But all along the way, there's no fear because they know they can just put their foot down at any time. They're not going to fall over and get hurt on this. So it's been a lot of fun seeing kids just really take to it. Couple other features of the bike. One that really helps us get the weight of the bike down to where it is are these EVA polymer tires. They're about half the weight of a regular spoke tire or spoked rim with a pneumatic tire. Parents like them because, I mean, you could ride through a room full of tacks and you're not going to get a flat tire. I mean, they're always ready to go. You're not having to do maintenance on the bike. The other important factor on a bike for a really little kid is to get that seat all the way down. 11 inches is where our seat will go down to. It adjusts all the way up to 16 inches, so it grows with the child. We even have an optional seat post. If they want to get a little more use out of it, they'll take it up to 19 inches. So you're talking about a bike that a child can start on at 18 months old and still be playing and having fun on at 5 years old.
That is just amazing. And all those factors that you mentioned are really important. The weight, that way immediately they can feel like they're in command of the bike. And if it falls over, it's not a big factor. And as you mentioned, they can pick it up over obstacles, get on it. And the nice thing about it is right away they can start coasting and riding, and they've accomplished what they've set out to do.
Right. Yep. Another feature of this bike, really unique to this bike, is that we've integrated into the frame. Typically on a bicycle design, you would bring these rear stays in tight and behind the seat post. And what we've done is purposefully left them wide and brought them far forward and curved them in to create a footrest. We call this a launch pad footrest. It launches kids into the next phase of riding a bike. It's really critical when you look at the development of riding a bike to now I can glide. What do I do with my feet? Do I just leave them dangling out there? If that's the end of what the bike can teach a child, then they pretty much are forced to move on. But there's a lot of stuff left to learn, and sometimes they're not even 3 years old yet. So what this footrest does allows them to bring their feet up, right up underneath them, and glide with their feet up. Why that's important to have the feet right underneath them is that they can now then stand up off the seat. So just like on a mountain bike or a dirt bike or something like that, where you're going down the trail and you're going to come to an obstacle and you want to raise up off the seat, go over that obstacle and sit back down, they can now at 2 and 3 years old learn that transitioning from riding seated to standing to seated again. We got some great video on our website of a kid 28 months old. I mean, 28 months old, that's not even 2.5 years old. He's going down a long grassy downhill, standing up on the footrest, has his knees flexed and his butt off the back, and rides it all the way down this hill. And you know, there are people 4 times his age that haven't even developed that skill yet. So.
That is just amazing. Now, Ryan, did I notice on one of your bikes it appears like there's a brake?
We do have a brake that all the bikes are built with a provision to mount a brake underneath. It's a little foot-operated friction brake, works against the rear tire. Not so much a safety consideration for a brake as another learning tool. Kids instinctively want to put their feet down to stop, and that's the fastest way to stop a bike of this type, is just to put your feet down. So what the brake lever is really is, once they've gotten good at gliding and they're starting to want to experiment with what else can I do with a bike, you put the brake lever on there, and now they start doing skid marks and figuring out how to slide the bike and do all that. So you know, we experimented with various types of brakes and really found that foot-operated brake to be the best for a child that age. The hand brakes, they just simply, their hands are too small. They've got about enough hand to wrap around the handlebars, and that's it. To try and reach for a lever and pull it just simply isn't efficient for them yet. So the foot brake is a lot of fun.
Well, Ryan, I tell you what, you haven't left anything out. Designed from the ground up, out of necessity, right. And all of the features for our kids to be able to learn right away. With that said, right now I know you have to have the attention of all of our parents and grandparents and aunts and uncles out there. What's the best way for them to learn more about the Strider?
Really, our website has more information than they'll probably digest in an hour's time if they really want to study it. But stridersports.com is our website. Lots of video of other kids riding them, from real little kids just getting started to more advanced kids doing bunny hops and wheelies and riding obstacles, all that. So you can really see the range that the bike offers kids. One of the things that we really feel is important is to keep the activity fun, and the ability to do tricks and ride obstacles and all that, that's what keeps kids interested in this. If they get bored mentally because their bike will only go on the sidewalk or something, then they go looking for something else to do. Watch TV, play video games, something with more mental stimulation. But with this being so capable of going off-road, riding obstacles, it keeps their attention. It keeps them challenged and learning every day and every time they get on the bike.
That is just amazing. Well, Ryan, we do appreciate you being on, sir.
All right, thank you.